Hi, and welcome to this episode of the Workspace Wellness Series. Today, we're really lucky to have someone who I have a great deal of respect for. Trish Tonaj is joining us. She is a business coach with a wealth of experience, and she's also the founder of a really interesting platform that I will let her tell you more about called Share Your Stories. So on that note, Trish, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Thanks so much, Erica. It's really wonderful to be able to meet your network through this amazing platform that we have today. I'll tell you a little bit about what I do. So I'm a master coach. So what I do is I help businesses with marketing strategies and then align the people within your organization to that strategy so they can help you action it. And I've been doing that now since 2015. And recently, I became the founder and host of ShareYourStories.online, which you participated in. Thank you very much. And that's really a marketing platform. So really what it is a database of entrepreneurs who are interested in sharing their great idea. And we give them an opportunity to tell them a little bit about our business. And then we share 3 words of advice, and you get to put your logo and a direct link to your website. So it's a really wonderful initiative, and it's part of my paying it forward to the folks who are out there either starting or revamping their businesses.
Yeah, it is a wonderful platform. It's really interesting kind of going through and seeing all the different stories. So I hope our viewers will check that out as well. We'll put the link in the info at the end of the video.
Great.
So today we're talking a little bit about health in a business organization. This is a topic that is becoming increasingly important, I think, for a lot of businesses and managers and people who are ultimately responsible for an organization and its health and culture. So tell us a little bit from your opinion. I know you have some really interesting training on this. Why is it important, and what exactly is important about creating a culture of health in an organization?
Well, one of the really interesting things that I've done to sort of differentiate myself from all of the other wonderful coaches that are available is I'm also a certified personal trainer. So when I work one-to-one with clients, we sort of look at the holistic approach to the business. And as you know, thank you for mentioning, I was very fortunate to have received a certificate from Harvard University on creating a culture of health in the business environment. And one of the things that they concentrate on in that particular model is 4 different pillars. So there's consumer health, employee health, community health, and environmental health. And of course, the 2 areas where you're directly connected would be consumer and employee health. And it's really rather interesting to see how our environment is directly related to our productivity in the workplace. Now, I know that you just became well certified. So, this directly connects to the things that you're doing. So, if things like lighting and having a window, and it's not just about doing yoga in in your workspace, or having one of those wonderful rooms like they have on Google where you can go and have a nap. I mean, maybe in my spot you wouldn't get any work done. I'd be taking too many naps, but you kind of know that. Yeah, exactly. But so all of those things contribute to creating a culture of health. And I think, as you mentioned, in today's day and age, we're all very hypersensitive to the productivity and the wellness of not only our workspaces, but the people in which we live, work, and play. So, I think from an interior design perspective, you can probably share some of the really wonderful things that you're doing from a wellness perspective in interior design.
Yeah, I mean, the importance of employee health and the fact that that does so closely relate to the reason why employers should care about the space their team is working in. And that goes even if they're working from home, for that matter. But wherever they are, we know there's so much research to back up. We know that the space that you are in when you are trying to be productive has a significant impact on how productive you are, but also how creative you are, how well you're able to problem solve, how well you're able to handle stress, and all of these other things that just naturally happen. And I really love that you did that course, Trish. And I think your interest in that area is something, the reason why you and I kind of jive so well and have these conversations is we both do see the importance of that. I mean, if a company wants to be successful, they need to care about their team, for one thing. And this is one of the biggest ways to do so. And the WELL certification that I did really particularly highlights a lot of ways to do that. There's certainly a lot to do with the built environment, of course, having access to daylight. Acoustics is one of the most prominent ones, relating to human comfort, and we know that being in a noisy environment can be very uncomfortable and cause a lot of undue stress and actual health concerns. So there's a lot to do with managing acoustics and just managing comfort and functionality in a way that helps your team be their best. So yeah, I've that pillar about employees especially, I'd love to hear a little bit more about that one.
Well, you know, what's really interesting is I've worked with a number of folks who are now going to a standing desk. So to your point about, you know, the folks who are working from home offices, I don't know about you, but my home is really small and I don't have room to put an office in place. So what I actually do is I ended up, I work at my kitchen counter because the ergonomics of working at my kitchen counter, I can elevate my laptop. You know, that makes my arm be at a sort of 90-degree angle. Standing gives me a little bit more energy, and it also makes me more productive in terms of being aware of what I'm doing. And then I can sort of segue to the dining room table for a part of the day, you know, when you start to get tired. You know, in the office environment, there are some fabulous standing desks that you can use, you know, that they move up and down depending on your height and all of those sorts of things. And I actually had a client, believe it or not, who has a treadmill desk, believe it or not. They actually walk on the treadmill for so many steps per day. And then they get off of that particular apparatus and move to sort of a sitting desk. So I think the flexibility that's now available in our workspace is really fantastic because, you know, they say that sitting is like the new smoking, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So we need to get up and we need to move around. We're all spending way too much time on, you know, devices where we're looking at screens all day. And so, you know, the latest research from a health perspective is every hour we should at least step away from our computer for at least 5 minutes, you know, walk to get a glass of water, or if you're in an office, do a flight of stairs, or, you know, move around so that you're at least giving your body an opportunity to sort of recalibrate itself. So all of those things are little things that we can do to help ourselves increase our productivity. But from an employer perspective, there's lots of really wonderful activities that you can create a wonderful team environment. Like I've done office yoga with folks. As an example, chair yoga. Because most of us are sitting in a chair all day. So what can we actually do in those 5 to 10 minutes every hour that will give our body a little bit of rejuvenation? So we go in and do some training for office chair yoga. And what's really nice is you don't have to worry about having a shower after, because you're not going to be, you know, hot and sweaty after doing that type of an exercise. So, but those kinds of things also create this wonderful team environment, because, you know, if you're in those bullpens, you know, lots of open spaces where we don't have specific walls now between desks in a lot of environments. So you can kind of catch the eye of one of your colleagues and say, you know, have you done the neck exercise? Or, you know, we need to stand up and go to the water cooler. So all of those kinds of things really contribute to creating a culture of health.
Absolutely. You're right about the team building too. And it's interesting, all of those things you mentioned are credits in WELL too.
Really?
There's 2 credits that relate to standing desks. There are the treadmill desk you mentioned. There's also options for like bicycle desks and different ones too. So there's credits for that. Yeah, I feel that organizations and subsequently systems like WELL and training modules like what you took are recognizing that it is so holistic, right? It's about the space to support these initiatives, but it really is about getting creative. And I love that chair yoga thing. That's actually a great idea, a good team building thing, and something kind of fun to be able to bug each other about and say, hey, did you do your stretches today or whatever? Make it a challenge.
Yeah. And you know what? I've actually done them online. I've actually done them on Zoom, where people have said, you know, I need to keep my team connected and we can't see one another and everybody working from home. So what kind of team building can I do that's online? So we've actually created the chair yoga as an online initiative where everybody can participate, because I can see them and they can see me. And it's really kind of fun. You know, it creates lots of giggles when you're, you know, you're doing something online, because, you know, it's amazing. Someone had said to me, I had to get dressed up to do chair yoga. I thought that was kind of cute. Yeah, it's really a wonderful way to kind of get strategic alignment amongst your team, even in challenging times that we're currently going through.
Absolutely. That's a great idea, Trish. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing a bit of your knowledge and experience with us. Is there anything else you'd like to share, or if people would like to know more, where could we find more info about you or connect with you online, perhaps?
Well, I would certainly like to invite any of your colleagues and friends to participate in the Share Your Stories.online initiative. You can just go right to that website, and there's a little button there that says share your story and follow the prompts. And once you've completed that, our team will take it from there, and we'll blast you out on social media to increase your visibility within the community. And if anyone's looking for any suggestions or ideas on how to amplify their marketing strategies, by all means, visit trishtonaj.com and book an appointment, and I'd love to meet them.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Trish. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone,
My
for
absolute
joining us.
pleasure.